Many people think of millennials as the generation that gets on Netflix and chills, but you may be surprised to learn that the DIY movement has many of them Netflixing and knitting.
I love it. This is a huge trend, and millennials aren't the only ones enjoying this age-old craft. We're excited to welcome Katie and Gina from the Wool Workshop. Welcome.
Hi.
You guys are also some YouTube stars. So
well, stars, I don't know about that.
No, we decide who the stars are, and you're the stars. So let's talk about knitting. Is this a fairly new movement? Have you seen like an uptick recently?
Definitely. Would you say
yeah,
that?
I would say we've had
everyone's knitting.
Well, yes, and that's true. We have all kinds of people knitting all the time. We have
You're literally knitting right now.
Yeah,
knitting.
Yeah. And why do you think that is? Why are people getting excited about knitting again?
People are getting excited about knitting because I think it's kind of a objection to how fast our life is paced.
Yeah, I mean, it's a very technological world now and fast-paced, and
Slow down.
Yeah, it's sort of like a return to the simpler days, you know, that more meaningful things in our lives. Knitting is very meditative, so it's very relaxing to do, so it lowers your stress level. It's good for our brains, so when we learn something new, not just recalling information, but actually learning new things, it lowers our chances of Alzheimer's.
I also feel like there's something when you are creating. Like there's something, some effect on your brain when you're actually creating something, and then you can see like the end product of it. It's always so cool.
And the yarn is beautiful. I mean, the yarn is absolutely beautiful. So there are indie dyers all over the world, and they're all artists, and they're all making these extraordinary things. I mean, we're talking, you know, cashmeres and silks, and
that one's from Ireland.
Yeah, but each one has its own sort of distinctive art about it, and that's what I think people are really gravitating to, is just the special, the indie dyers basically. And so you sort of are drawn to the yarn, and then the meditative aspect of it, and then you get to make things that are fashionable and beautiful and trending.
What would you recommend? Like if I wanted to start, what kind of yarn would I want to start with?
Well, you would probably want to do something heavier, a little bit heavier with larger needles.
Okay.
Something more like this.
Okay.
To make, I mean, you could do a scarf, but you could also knit a hat as your first project.
Really?
That's really simple. Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
And it's just a very, very simple stitch that you're doing, and to make something wearable. I mean, you're seeing these right now.
I am. In fact, I almost bought one of those, and now I want to knit one.
You can make one yourself.
This took 4 hours.
All right. Oh,
4
hours?
Yeah.
Yes.
Wow. Okay, so you're going to teach us how to do it in a little bit later in the show.
We are.
Yes. We're going to be knitters!
That's right. We're going to make sure that woolworkshop.com